Hello and welcome to this tutorial. I'm always Dimba, and today I'm going to show you how we can create a title block in Tekla Structure 2020, and this applies also to Tekla Structures 2021. And most of the time you find creating title block in Tekla Structure 2021 2020 somehow hectic, and let me just show you the trick. If you come to file here and pick on editors, we'll be able to get to the template editor. So if you come to new here, first of all, if you need to take structure and you try to create title block, the moment you click on template editor, all the tools are grayed off. I mean, they are inactive. So the only active part is just the new tool here. So if I click on new here, I'll be able to take it straight to a graphical template by default. So just go ahead and click on OK, because our intent is to create title block. So double click here and you'll be able to see template page properties. And first of all, what you must do is just to get rid of margins here, because all the margins have been taken care of. Now, once you've done that, you go ahead and click OK. So if you click OK, you should be having all the tools that will help you put more details into your title block on your left. I mean the browser here. So there's nothing at all to absolutely nothing that can help you create that except the tools that are on the toolbar here. So let's first of all close it, because the title block we want to use now will come from AutoCAD. So the little the fields that will remain will be done inside Tekla structures here, like the logo, drawn by, approved by, all those things will be filled inside Tekla structures. Now, the actual title block will be worked on AutoCAD and pulled into Tekla structures, and that's the trick. Now we'll go back to, we'll close this now and come back to it later on, and I'm going to take you into AutoCAD so that you see the details and the measurements of my title block in AutoCAD first. So let me first of all minimize that, and this is the folder. This is the folder. Let me, if I close that, this is the title block folder. This is title blocks. So this is the folder. This is the file. I mean, this is the title block. We are going to modify the title block G. I mean, I've given G for general. So I'm going to just open it in AutoCAD first of all. So we see the details and the measurements of the title block we are going to apply in Tekla structures. So this is the route you can take if you find it somehow hard to create a title block in Tekla structures 2020 and 2021. So this is the title block. And let me first of all show you the measurements. I'll come to that spot and to this spot, and you'll be able to see the measurements here. I'll snap on that spot. So this is the height of our title block, which is 151. So if I place it there and come here and show you that this, I think, should be 134. If I place it there, you'll be able to see we have on the width we have 134, and on the height we have 151. Please note that when you make a step, so that we don't forget everything. So I'm deleting this because I don't want to include those dimensions into my title block. So what I'm going to do, and since it's Tekla Structure 2020 and 2021, still the importation into Tekla Structure will not be hectic, because if you save here, come to check the version in which this will be saved, I think it will be a version lower than Tekla Structure 2020. So if I click Save As, you'll be able to see by default here it is AutoCAD. It will be saved in AutoCAD 2018, which is very much okay for us. So if I close that and come and close that, because if you don't close AutoCAD, my friend, you will not be able to import any file into Tekla structures. You have to shut down AutoCAD first. So I'll close that and leave it that, and maximize our Tekla structures environment. So we'll come back to file and click on file there, and come to editors. So the moment I click on editors, I'll be able to access template editor right there. So if I click on template editor right there, I'll go ahead and click new file. So I'm going to create a graphical template for our title block. So I'll double click inside this window, and you'll be able to see the margins. So these margins, if the title block of A1 is a particular measurement, so subtract these margins from those measurements, and your title block will fit very well on the drawing frame. So I'm going to get rid of these margins first. So the height of our title block was 151, and the height the same thing, 151, and the width was 134, which I'm not wrong, which I don't think I'm correct. I think I'm correct. I'll click OK. So if I click OK, it will see, it will take almost the shape of the title block we saw in AutoCAD window. So inside here, we want to define the parameters for our title block. I'll come to insert and pick on the components and pick on the row and pick the content of our title block. I'll click on that drop down list and pick on the assembly. We want to apply this on the assembly, so I'll go ahead and click OK. You'll see this blue line. Don't worry about the size of this blue line. It will be framed in accordance to the size of our title block. So what you'll do, just click inside the frame and deselect it. So to pull your title block into Tekla Structures template editor, come to insert and pick on the file. So the moment to pick on the file, you'll be prompted with this dialog box where you'll be able to track on the file location directory. So I've saved it on the desktop right there. So I'll scroll down to title block, the folder that contains that title block done in AutoCAD. So I'll double click on this folder. This is the folder named title blocks. I'll double click on that and pick on the title block G. Pick on that, then click OK. So the moment you see my cursor changes to tends to be bigger, means it's active and it is carrying some content. So I want to place it from this corner. Make sure you snap at this corner. So I'm going to snap at this corner here. So the moment I snap on this corner, you'll be able to see I have some options here. A Tekla structure template editor will prompt me with some 3 options. Do I want to scale my title block? Do I want to enter dimensions for my title block? And do I have to do I need to use the maximum size available? No, I don't need those. I have my title block inside Tekla structure template as it was in AutoCAD, so it should be 1:1. So just check 1:1 scale and click OK. So the moment you click OK, you'll see your title block in place. But as I told you, this space we created has been taken. All of it has been taken. By our title block. The whole size has been taken by our title block. So which means we are on the right track. So all these fields will be filled inside Tekla structures, but not through value field, because you're supposed to use value field, because the moment you click on value field here, you should be able to get all the tools that will be available for you, that will be allocated to this particular description of your title block. So those ones are somehow not available for us now. So this is a trick on how you can apply this, or how you can put this on your title block. So what you do here, let's first of all bring in or pull in our logo into place. So to do that, we'll come to insert and pick on the picture there, and this is the directory where your logo is saved. It's very easy to track it down. You program data and you follow that directory and you'll find yourself inside there. So we have our logo saved inside here. So I'll just scroll down here and pick my logo there and click OK. So I'll be able to just place it somewhere there and drag and place it right there. And that's our logo, and go ahead and click cancel, because I'm done with placement of the logo right there. So the next thing I'm going to put the descriptions on client name. So to put that, we'll not use now the value field, because we lack the tools on the browser on our left here. So we'll not be able to fill that once the drawing has been created. So we want to create that inside here, so that whenever we want to edit them, we'll double click the title block on layout editor and bring it to template editor here to edit these fields. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come on insert here and pick on text. Where we see text, just pick on it. So the moment you pick on this text, just type whatever you want to type inside here. And one thing that normally prone to you, the biggest challenge now is when the text is bigger than the working area. So you will not be able to snap that text into a point that will enable you edit it further. So let me just show you that what I'm trying to explain. I'll type the name here. The client name will be Civilmax right there. And let me just put limited and click OK. So you see that sometimes the text tends to be bigger and it's bigger than the working frame. So what you do, you make your work frame bigger so that the text fits in. Then you change the font, you change the font size. So once you change the font size, bring it back to the initial size, and your text will be able to fit in. So I'll snap on that spot. So the moment I snap on that spot, I'll be able to edit this. Maybe I don't like the font type and the font height of this particular description. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to double click on it. Then you come to font here and click on that radio button there. So this will take you to font properties. So here you'll be able to pick on the font size. Just type on the type of font you want, and this time round we can use Arial. Just type Arial, just type A, and anything under R will come and pick on Arial right there. And we can use a different one. We can just use Arial. I'll pick on 3.5 and click OK. But the text seems to be red and don't like that red thing. So I'll go ahead and click OK and give it an OK here. Give it an OK here by clicking apply, and that's it. You don't need to expand the length of the characters as we used to do in value field, and that's still okay. It cannot obstruct you from moving further in doing anything on your title block under Tekla Structures 2020 using this approach. So the next thing we are going to place the name of, we are going to put the project name, and what we're going to do now is just to pick on this, then right click and come to copy, and we can just place, right click and paste it here. So we don't need to go back and forth the way we used to do before when using the value field. So I'm going to double click on it and change this text to a different name. Maybe I'm going to give it, maybe a project name I can just put it a shopping mall or a portal frame, a portal frame, a portal frame, or maybe a portal frame for maybe Silvermax, right? Silvermax, right? Silvermax there, LTD. So that's it. Portal frame. Let me just see whether that text reads what we really need. So that's okay, and the text height will be the same. So I'm going to just click enter or apply. So this is what will be filled inside here. So I'm going to use the first initial. So what I'm going to do, my copy command is still active. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and press Ctrl V and place it somewhere here and place it in line with that. So drawing title will be portal frame GA. I'll just double click there and type portal frame GA general arrangement GA, or general arrangement, portal frame general arrangement drawing GA general arrangement drawing. So if the text will be so big, you'll be able to change that. If I click, you'll see the warning here. The size of the object is too big and it cannot fit inside here. So what we're going to do, we are going to reduce the length of our text by either removing the drawing and leaving only the general arrangement. I'll go ahead and click apply, and still we are getting a warning that the size of the object is too big. So what we are going to do, we are going to abbreviate this. We're going to click on that, then use your arrows to go to the far end of your text, then move all the way and retain the GA only. So go ahead and click OK. So we are in the same, we've moved further. So the drawing title is portal frame general arrangement. So scale here, we'll still use the same approach. Just press Ctrl V because we copied this and we've not disabled that copy command. So we'll just place this in line here and make sure it is in straight line with the scale and straight line with the text from up there. So we'll snap here. So inside here, remember you cannot put Inside here, this drawing will be NTS, NTS, not to scale. Just double click on it and we just type not, please don't scale. Just type NTS. So that's it. I'll click OK and give it an OK. So inside here, I think we should reduce the font. So this font will reduce to maybe 3. 3 will be okay. We'll click apply and leave it there. So I'll pick this text, press Control and copy, and I'll place the same thing here under date. So if I place it somewhere here, I think it will be okay. If I place there, I'll be able to put in my date. And if I come here, I'll be able to put my date. Maybe it is June. It is June, maybe June 30th, and maybe we can enter that 2021. And that's correct. So we can go ahead and click apply and give an OK right there. So if we come to drawing number here, we can do this exactly the same thing, and we can place our drawing number right at the bottom end here. Let me just place that right there. So if I double click once again, I'll be able to give any description that indicates or describes the number of this project. I can maybe give abbreviation of maybe civil marks or CV, then just type 00, give a stroke there 09 and 1. That's okay, and go ahead and click apply. So we have our drawing number right there. So we have designed by, we can just press Ctrl V and we can place designed by there. So normally the names, because the fields are so small and the names tend to be lengthy, people have different names. People have up to 5 names. So you can put all the names inside this field. So what you pick the 2 names or 3 names, abbreviate them and apply them here. So just double click here. And like in my case, I use Morris Dimba mostly. I don't indicate my middle name, so I just type in MD right there. So I click like that. So if I drag it slightly away so that it doesn't congest with this description. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy it once again, then place it under drawn by, and I'm going to apply the same thing. So if I place it in line with that, I don't think I'll be wrong. I'll leave it at the same thing, MD, and under revision also just change that to somehow we'll place that to 0 because we will not revise this drawing any further. So I'll put 0 there. So I'll go ahead and click apply and give it an OK. So once you've done that, we are good to go. The next thing we are going to do is just to save this. We are going to save this as we are going to give it a name that we'll not forget. So let's just type a YouTube training, YouTube trainings, YouTube Tekla training, and just type that. Now, once I've said that, please don't forget that, because we'll reach a point where we'll be able to find it among these templates. So I'll go ahead and click OK. So that is YouTube training template. So once you've saved that, we'll go ahead and close this. So the moment you close this, and you want now to create the next step. Now we want to create a layout. A layout is now the layout of the drawing itself. If we create a drawing here, that drawing will go straight to layout, the drawing layout, and it will let us choose to use the template we did, or use the default one that's available in AutoCAD in Tekla structures. So let's define that. To define that, come to drawings and reports, then comes to drawing properties. So once you click on this drawing properties, come to drawing layout editor, click on that. So the moment you click on drawing editor, you'll be prompted with this. So what you do, we want to create new layout. We'll pick on create layout. So inside here, we're going to give our layout a different name. So I'm going to type YouTube team, or YouTube class, so that we remember this, we don't forget YouTube class. So what size do we intend to use? We'll apply A3. A3 will be okay for us, or just A2. But remember this layout, you can play around with the size of our title block in whichever way. I'll show you how you can play with that as you move ahead. So I'll pick on A2. So under A2, remember the name of our layout is called YouTube, and the name of our title of our template is different from this. So we'll merge the two and give to our drawing. So I'll go ahead and click create. So the moment you click on create, we have the size of our layout. This is now the drawing layout. So we have options here. Can we add the table? And the table means the template that we created before. So in here, we'll be able to fix in or place our title block here. So if you click on add table, we'll be able to find our drawing, our templates here. So if you scroll down, we might, or we must get it inside here. If I scroll down all the way, we'll be able to get YouTube Tekla trainings. If I click on that and place it somewhere here, we should be able to get our title block. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close that and close template editor. Do you want to discard this? I'll go ahead and click discard. So the moment you've done that, we've defined our title block. So what we are going to do, we are going to double click here. We are going to come back here and click on assembly drawing. So inside assembly drawing, we are going to pick on the layout. So inside layout, we click on this drop down arrow. So inside this drop down arrow, we'll pick on the template. We'll pick on the template class on YouTube class or YouTube training. We'll pick on the YouTube. Let's just scroll down and check on variety of options we have here. Just scroll up, and remember the names of our template layout. So our template layout was, let me just scroll up, YouTube class. So I'll pick on the YouTube class, and if I come here, I'll be able to pick on the specified size. And since we didn't assign it on our layout there, so and that's why it's not appearing here. So what we'll do, we'll close this and switch back to template editor. Let's first of all close this. If you come to template editor here, first of all open it, then we have this in place. So if you have this in place, we'll come here and create new. Now we'll get rid of the previous one, and maybe we can give it a trial one or 12 or 01. We can give it A2 right here and click create. Remember that is trial 01. That is our layout. So we'll go ahead and click save or save as. And we can come here and add tables. The tables means the template we created before. And this is always the best approach you can apply. I can also pick on that and bring it here. You can also see that. If that one doesn't work, just delete that. Just delete that. If we try this should work. It's not working. If you come there, if you place that, that's not working. If you scroll up, that's not working. So we'll find a way in which this should fit. So if I scroll up and look for the template we have the YouTube training. We'll pick on that, and that should be there. I'll close that and click save. I'll click close and then click save. So once I've closed that, if I come back to drawing properties and click on assembly drawing, I'll come to layout, and inside here I'll be able to pick on our trial 01, pick on that and check the size here A2. So if I click apply and give it an OK and close this, apply and give it an OK, and that will be much better for us. So if we come here and select on this drawing, right click and click on assembly drawing, click create drawing, assembly drawing, and we'll give it some time to create the drawing, and 0 drawings has been created. The reason being a similar drawing is in place. So if you come back and try and open one of these drawings, double click here and open that, you'll be able to see we have our drawing in place. So this is how it works, and these are the abbreviations that I did previously, and this is how it applies. So if you want to edit, or we can get rid of these drawings, we can get rid of that by coming back to manager. I click on that and delete that, and click that and delete. Perfect. So what we're going to do, we are going to create a new drawing. Right click and click create drawings and create assembly drawing, and we'll see one drawing has been created. And if you go back to the drawing manager, if you double click on that, we'll be able to see we have the drawing manager in place. So you can see we have the drawing manager in place. We have the Silvermark, we have the Portal Frame, Silvermarks Limited, and we have the Portal Frame GA as we described there. So today is 30th and our title block is in place. So that's how you do your, and how you create your title block. So if I double click here, you can edit your title block more often. You can either select you want to edit under drawing layout, or and I would advise you to edit everything, all these fields, under template editor, because if you click on template editor, this will take you here, and if you want to change the name, just double click and change that. Here also you can just double click and change that, and here you just double click and change that, and that's the easiest. The moment you finish, just save and go. So thanks a lot, and we'll meet on the next tutorial. Bye bye, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and let's meet then. Bye bye. I'm Timba.